Hello, teacher. This is my activity about Elizabeth first. Okay, I'm gonna answer some questions. So the first one is, where were some of the major accomplishments of Elizabeth first during her reign? Okay. One of the major accomplishments that Elizabeth first made was that she made England super prosperous and super wealthy because she was very, very focused on trade. Okay. The trade that she made was super important for the economy of England. So yeah, I feel like that's one of the most the major accomplishments that Elizabeth first did. For before of Because of the all of the wealthiness of England, she could do like travelings and make a name of England too. For example, Francis Drake was the first Englishman that could circumnavigate the Earth. So while they had a lot of money and super wealthy country, they were actually building a name for their country too. The second question is, what were some of the major challenges that Elizabeth I faced during her reign? Okay, I feel like one of the most difficult challenges that she had was when Philip II of Spain wanted to invade England and remove her from the throne and returned England to the Catholic Church. Okay, you have to remember that Elizabeth was Protestant, so Philip wanted to return to Catholicism. Actually, I think that she was at one time very sick, and yeah, she was sick. So yeah, I feel like that was a challenge for her, but fortunately, she could make it. The third question is, how did Elizabeth I's religious policies impact England during her reign? Okay. As I said before, Elizabeth I was a Protestant, so all of her religious policies were Protestant based. Okay. I feel like one of the laws that impacted the most was that every part of England had to go to church on Sundays. If you couldn't go, or you just couldn't, or just didn't want to go, you were fined. Okay, it was a big deal at the time to go to the church. So yeah, I feel like that's it. Actually, for the growth of the church, it changed the pyramid power. Okay, at the time, priests were almost as powerful as a landlord, and landlords were very, very powerful at the time. So just imagine that. The fourth question is, what was Elizabeth I's legacy in English history. Okay, her legacy in English history was the expand that she did. Okay, the colonies that she improved and the American expand. Okay, actually the foreign policy. And the fifth question is, how did Elizabeth's reign compare to those of other Tudor monarchs, such as Henry VIII and Elisa and Mary I and Mary the First? Okay, I feel like Elizabeth I and Henry VIII had a very similar reign or way to reign because they were very heartless and super strong, and they were super strong to their beliefs. But comparing to the reign of Mary the First, they were very heartless. I feel like Mary the First was a more calm queen, but yeah, I feel like Elizabeth was very brave, and she fought with her life. Actually, she even decided not to have children or not to marry. So yeah, I feel like comparing those ways of reign, I feel like Henry VIII and Elizabeth I had a very similar way of reign. Thank you so much